Hello there. I have returned yet again, and I am outside, as you can probably hear. There will be background noises of people and vehicles and such. Which has a very damaged Mitsubishi Colt. That looks like a attack of a vicious ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. Slashed tires and a smashed windscreen. Interesting. I know it probably doesn't sound like I put any planning into my normal podcasts. There's a bit of a breeze blowing there, so I hope it's not going to affect the noise. It's light, it's cooling, it's a nice breeze. But this one's completely on the fly because I wasn't planning on recording the podcast at all. It is Monday, the 8th of July, and I have a day off work, unpaid day, but took it by choice. Because I was at a pop concert last night. DJ Shadow, since you ask. Second time I've seen him. He played in March. Played the exact same set last night in the same venue in the Academy. But that's no criticism, because the original set was brilliant, and it would have been almost a shame had he changed it. Tis truly summer music season. I've been to 5 gigs in the last 3 weeks. Pearl Jam in Marley Park, fantastic. Then I went to Villagers in Trinity, which was good. Air, celebrating Moon Safari in Trinity the next night. Someone had a session. And Air, doing Moon Safari the next night in Trinity as well. And then this week I went to Block Party on Friday, which was great, in the 3 Arena, which was good because I know some other people who went to the Sugar Babes on the same evening, which was an outdoor gig, and pretty much for the entirety of their outdoor concert it was torrential rain. No diss on the Sugar Babes though, because I actually saw them last year altogether now, and they were fantastic. And to be honest, if I hadn't have seen them before, they would have been a strong competitor against going to see Block Party. But Block Party were great. And then last night DJ Shadow. So I'm rambling already. So I wasn't going to plan to record a podcast today, but woke up relatively late because why not have a day off. About 11. I looked out the window and the fucking sun was split in the sky. So it's been a terrible summer. But it's genuinely a beautiful day today. It's probably about 18 degrees. It's not crazy hot, but warm enough that I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. The sky is essentially cloud free, bright blue, and the sun is shining. So it's beautiful because we've had a very, very terrible summer so far. A couple of days here and there, but nothing special. And generally, if I take a day off work, not 100%, but there's a high 90s, I'd say, likelihood that the weather will be terrible when I take a day off. But today is an exception. So yeah, I've rambled already. I think this is episode 32 again, because I haven't prepared. I have no idea. I think so. I think I'm right in saying that. And I've nothing planned today. Normally I do take a couple of notes to riff off, but I literally have nothing. So again, it's going to be very terrible this time, but hey ho, you're not here for quality. So I suppose the first thing to talk about will be the Formula 1 Grand Prix, which happened yesterday. Yeah, I hear you, brother. Some crazy dude on an electric scooter giving it a bit of potholes. Maybe you should pay road tax, man, and it might help. I feel terrible saying that. It's kind of fascist, isn't it? But at the end of the day, do I hate people on electric scooters more than I hate potholes? Probably not. Potholes are definitely worse. But yeah, people on electric scooters are a bit annoying. So I'll quickly talk about the Formula 1. I know people don't really care, but I'll try and keep it relatively brief. Because it was a very exciting Grand Prix. The British Grand Prix, I'm sure you've known by now, heard by now I should say, because it's been essentially 24 hours since the race was on. Lewis Hamilton won his first race win in 2.5 years. He hasn't won a Grand Prix since Saudi 2021, which is crazy when you consider the accolades and records that man has and the run he's gone through of success, and deservedly so as well. It wasn't like a fluke win. Now, it was a very, very topsy-turvy race. It wasn't exactly straightforward at all, but he absolutely won it on merit. So like the Mercedes had locked out the front row in qualifying. They just seem to get it right. They have good quality pace for sure. McLaren's probably didn't quite time things right and be on the right tyre at the right time, but still Lando was third, Oscar fifth. Max damaged his car, and I think Q1 or Q2 damaged the floor. They did bodge it back together, but he obviously didn't have full pace, and he qualified fourth. And then Hulkenberg, being the fastest of the Ferrari powered cars, was sixth. Then I think it was Sainz, and then I think the two Astons and Albon, made it the top 10. So the race started. It was dry when the race started, and the Mercedes got away well, and they looked like they had decent race pace to begin with. Now, Lando did go for a move early on when his tyres got up to temperature on Lewis, but going for a move on Lewis, he kind of lost time, and then Max capitalised and overtook Lando. But then, I think it was like lap 12 or 13, there was a light shower. Some people gambled and dipped in for Inters, one being Charles Leclerc. So who was already, I think Charles made it up to 9th or so from the start. He gambled on some Inters too early, and it was the wrong time. Most of the front runners gambled and stayed out on their slicks because it looked like it was going to stop raining again, and the tractor was drying pretty quickly, and then there would be a heavier shower to follow, and that would be the time to go in for Inters. Anyway, so they stayed out. Now when it did start to drizzle, the McLaren's race pace really came to the fore, and they were the quickest people out there when it was not quite wet, but the drizzle had started. So at this point, Hamilton had already overtaken Russell, but then not long after, because Piastri got by Max. Both Max and Piastri got by Max before all this, with some DRS aided overtakes, but they had the better pace, which is interesting. The Red Bull is definitely no longer the quickest car outright. And then so then when the drizzle started, the McLarens overtook the Mercedes, and it started to dry out again. But then the bigger rain shower came, and then it was all about when do you time to come in for Inters. Max jumped first. They timed it well, helped by the fact that Perez was so far down the fucking order. They didn't need to double stack the cars. Mercedes had to double stack, which caused Russell to lose a bit of time, but that turned out to be inconsequential not long after, which I'll get into in a moment. So then Lando stayed out a lap longer, came in on the next lap, which was probably the wrong time, and then they left Oscar out, and then because they left Oscar out for another lap, he ended up coming back out in 5th, I think it was. Yeah, he was behind Max and the two Mercedes and his teammates, so I think 5th, possibly even behind Sainz. Anyway, strategy screwing Oscar Piastri yet again. So this meant that Lewis was back in the lead, and it wasn't long after that then that George Russell was told to retire the car. So from the glory of winning in Austria, taking pole at his home Grand Prix, it came all crashing down due to a technical issue with his car. Apparently it was a lack of water pressure was the cause, but he retired, which meant Lewis had no rear gunner, but he seemed to have a good handle on the race. So it started to dry up again, and then again it was going to be the time when to come in for slicks, and then because it had been deemed a wet race, there was no obligation to run two different compounds or anything like that, so it was a complete free-for-all as to what tyre you went on, depending on what you had. So Lewis came in, went on to the mediums. Max also went on to the mediums, as did Oscar. Lando chose a set of softs, which gave him a bit of pace initially, but then the mediums, which we kind of seen from practice, was the better race tyre. Max then reeled in Lando, and he took him with, I think it was maybe 6 laps to go before the end. He was catching Lewis as well, but then it was too little too late, Lewis had enough of a gap and was managing the pace well enough to take the flag. And he was very emotional at the end. It's been a long time. He even said afterwards, he's had doubts. And it's definitely going to be his last British Grand Prix with Mercedes. And look, I hate to say these words, but with Ferrari's current form, it's not out of the realms of possibility. One, could be his last ever British Grand Prix win. It could even possibly be his last Grand Prix win, for all we know. Probably not. I think he should be proved today he still has it, and there's still a lot of this season to go. And the Mercedes does seem to be on a bit of an uptick of performance. And who knows, Ferrari might not necessarily be flailing as badly as they are now currently, because obviously they have shown. One of the issues was the upgrade they brought. Did they bring it to... Was this the first race they brought it to? Or did they have it in Austria? I certainly had it here anyway, and it wasn't working in the high-speed corners, so they took it off the car and went back to the old spec, which was slower, but at least the car was more predictable. The new upgrades were causing a lot of bouncing. But anyway, congratulations to Lewis Hamilton. He's the first ever race driver to win 9 Grand Prix at the same venue. He held the record with Michael Schumacher. So Lewis had 8 at Silverstone, and Schumacher had 8 at, I think, Spa. Spa was the first place where Michael Schumacher won a Grand Prix in 1993, or did he win in 92? I should know these things. I think his first win was in 93, wasn't it? Anyway, and he won many times then. Certainly through his Ferrari dominant days, and I think both his World Championship seasons with Benetton. He also won in 94, 95. I think he won in 90. Did he win in 98? No, 98. Jesus, 98 was the crazy Jordan win. I'm going completely off topic here. So Hamilton, most race wins in a single venue. He's obviously increased his overall wins in Formula 1 record to 104. And he was very emotional, as I said, which was good to see, because I've often criticised Lewis. There's going to be a lot of traffic noise here. I'm on a main road. I'm on Leeson Street, just by the Leeson Street Bridge. I've often criticised him for coming across a little false when he speaks to the media and his public persona, but he was quite clearly wearing his heart on his sleeve post race, and it was good to see. And look, I've never been the biggest Lewis Hamilton fan, but somehow George Russell has made Lewis Hamilton appear more endearing, because I don't know, I've never despised someone irrationally, technically, as George Russell. But there you go. I'm sure if we delve deep, we could get to the root cause as to why, but I don't know. But anyway, so I've warmed to Lewis slightly, and I'm kind of going to have to, because he's going to be a Ferrari driver next year, and I'm a diehard member of the Tifosi. So, if you're driving for Ferrari, you kind of have to be in my good books. And to be fair, I wasn't a big Alonso fan until he went to Ferrari, and I wasn't a big Vettel fan until he went to Ferrari. So, if ever there's something to sway my opinion of someone, it's them becoming a Ferrari driver. So that was the Grand Prix. I'm trying to get any good highlights from it. Albon scored a couple of points. I think Hulk managed to hang on to 7th. Sainz was in the points there somewhere. Max, so yeah, the podium was Lewis, Max, Lando, then I think Oscar, if my memory serves me correct. Perez was out of the points because he fucking put the car in the gravel in qualifying, and you really start to feel like there's going to be some sort of performance clauses in his contract that are going to come into question pretty soon. He is miles off Max, and it's quite possible Red Bull will lose the Constructors' Championship this year because of that. Now, it's often been said how much the Red Bull give a shit about the Constructors' Championship over the Drivers' Championship. I don't know, they never kind of anything official to say otherwise, but at the end of the day, a lot of prize money in the Constructors' Championship, so I don't think it's something they would just scoff at. even though it's owned by a multi-billion-dollar parent company. I think people and organisations that have billions certainly don't turn their nose up at more millions to add to their billions. Rambling again. So that was the Formula 1. Before the Formula 1, I went to the Bowen Arena car show, which was billed as, there are going to be 500 classic cars, free event, food, music, blah blah blah. Which I was like skeptical whether those claims would be true, but they were. It was an incredible turnout. It's essentially what the Terranure show was before the Terranure show disappeared. Obviously COVID affected, and then ever since post-COVID they haven't managed to be able to put it back on for several reasons. Apparently just one of them being a dispute with the Terranure College as to the fees or whatever the fuck. Anyway, I don't know, I'm only speculating. These are all just speculations for legal reasons. So yeah, it was cool. I didn't go snap happy with the camera because I just wanted to take it in. Myself and my mate went up. We went up early. It started at 11. We got there maybe about 20 past 11. And the sun was shining when we were there. We were there for a couple of hours, maybe hour and a half, maybe. Some dark clouds started rolling in, started pissing rain. But we'd seen everything at that point, and we decided, like, fuck it, let's get out of here before it goes bad. And it pissed rain then for a good hour and a half. So we timed our exit well. Sorry, it's going to be much louder here now because I'm on the canal, but I'm on the road side of the canal. Maybe I should switch over. Will I pause and switch over? I'm going to pause and switch over because it's going to be loud. Bear with me one moment. I assume I can pause and re-record. We'll find out in a moment. And I'm back. Crossed over to the magic of technology. No time has passed to you listening to this, but now I'm on. A good minute has passed because I came over to the other side of the canal, the quieter side of the canal. Although only a minute has passed, I've forgotten about what I was talking about at the time I pressed pause. Was I still talking about fucking Formula 1? I can't even remember now. We'll assume I wasn't. No, I was talking about the car show, wasn't I? Yes, Open Bowen Arena. Fucking hell. Remember like a goldfish. So yeah, there's some lovely things there. The car that stole my heart the most was this beautiful little, I'm not sure exactly what year it was, but it's I'd say assuming it's late 60s, maybe early 70s. Honda S800 convertible. Beautiful little thing. Again, I think it's quite clearly a plagiarism of the Pagoda SL, or what is it? Not the R107, because that's the one afterwards. I don't know what the R number is for the Pagoda, the beautiful looking one, the 60s one. But yeah, this has a S. You look past that because of Honda, because it's smaller. I think it's a 791cc engine. I think it's 4-cylinder. Revs to 9, manual gearbox. I took a picture of it. I'll post it up on the Instagram. Just a beautiful thing. But loads of lovely things. There was a Lancia Aurelia there again, like a 1960s one. Also on the Lancia stand was a Kappa Coupe, a manual with the 2-litre turbo engine, same engine as the Delta Integrale, that one, which was cool to see because one, it's a curio, you just don't see them here. I think Lancia had pulled out at that point, so I think they're left-hand drive only. And I'd only been looking them up the night before. I was looking up Lancia Kappas generally, because you can get them in the coupe, saloon, and estate. The estates are very cool. You can get them with real funky specs as well. You can get like a green cloth interior and stuff. And the estates are actually hand-built by, or they were hand-built by Pininfarina, which is cool. So it's good to see one of them. Lots of American stuff, which is cool, old American stuff, which I enjoy, to be fair. Some lovely batch of lovely old minis. I'm trying to think of other things that really fucking grabbed my attention. That S800 was, I've just been thinking about it ever since. It's such a beautiful little thing. And I was talking to there's an older gentleman who I've met a couple of times before at Cars and Coffee in Bray, who has this pristine silver Honda Beat, midship amusement, And so he knows that he has 3 Honda Beats, the silver one being the best one, the one that he brings out. And he also has a Toyota Serra, which he had there with him too. Which we were talking to him as it started raining. And me and my mate were like, well, do you want us to close the doors up on the Serra for? He's like, oh yeah, do. As he was putting up the roof on his Honda Beat. Which is fun to do, because the whole thing about the Serra, in the end of the day, one, it's got a fucking fantastic sound system. But also it's the doors. So he let us, he's like, close them and open them again and then close them. You gotta do the full experience. So we did, which is cool. Which obviously famously, the doors on the Toyota Serra inspired the doors on the McLaren F1. Apparently, Gordon Murray actually bought a Serra for the company, for McLaren, on behalf of McLaren, which McLaren paid for it. Just so they could re-engineer or reverse engineer the doors and use them on the McLaren F1. But anyway, long story short, as I go off on a tangent as usual, this man knows his Japanese cars, and we were like, how much do you reckon an S800 would be? And he was like, probably about 20 grand, which I know is not a small or insignificant amount of money, but for how cool and how cool of a classic it is, I think that's pretty fucking reasonable. But again, he might be of, because like, I'm not old, not in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure not as old as that gentleman, but I guess a point in life where you go like, oh, the last time I checked they were 20 grand, and you forget that the last time you checked was 10 years ago, and things have changed. So there could be an element of that there as well. Anyway, I'm rambling as usual. Loads of other stuff. I'm not going to remember everything. I'll put up any of the pictures that I took at some point. I'm still kind of going through on my Instagram. Sorry, car_nosaur, CAR_NOSAUR, but you're already following me if you're listening to this. I'll post them up as time goes on, because I'm still going to go through the back catalogue of photos I took while I took my little hiatus. So we'll get around to this stuff eventually. I'm trying to think of anything interesting that I saw on the way in, as I walked past a 2002 Jag XJ8, which is certainly a daily driver. I wouldn't say it's in rag order, but it's a car that's used for sure. It's NCT'd. How many miles on it? NCT's good till February, and at that point it had 77,823 miles on it. You gotta love an XJ, don't you? I like an XJ. What else did I see? Did I see anything mad? I saw an Alpha GTA, a blue Alpha GTA saloon. I was parked outside someone's house. I don't know if I'll necessarily post that. I'm not saying I don't post pictures of outside people's houses, but I do try and limit it so much, because like, while the whole car spotting thing is a bit of a voyeuristic, perverted thing in itself, I try my best to avoid posting ones from outside people's houses as much as I can. Sometimes the temptation gets the best of me if it's something very interesting. Yeah, and then before I started recording, because I was up in Rat Mines, so I'm a good 10 kilometres. Now I'm about a good 10 kilometres away from my house. I walked by. There's a man who daily drives a 2006 Toyota Crown Super Deluxe hybrid, which is cool because it's very, very JDM. Has actual wing mirrors. If you're ever in the south side of Dublin, you'll probably see it. As I said, he daily drives it, and he pretty much lives in the city centre, so you do see him pottering around. I can't think that I see anything else crazy. I don't know. I haven't looked up anything in the car news world, because I don't think anything's really happened. No Formula 1 again now for 2 weeks. Hungary's next, and then there's Spa, and then there's the summer break. Goodwood, I think Goodwood Festival of Speed is on this weekend, I think. That's always good, just kind of dipping in and out of. I'm going to try and take I'm going to an audience with Tim Roth on Saturday down in Galway. So I won't be able to won't be glued to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, but I'll try and watch a bit of it on Sunday. Ooh, lots of revs in your Yaris. Sorry, I'm at a noisy intersection now. Maybe I'll pause again. Hang on. Sorry, busy intersection. So I pause. But again, do the magic of technology. you won't have noticed. I'm sure there's other stuff I saw on the way in, but yeah, look, it'll end up on my Instagram at some point if I did see anything interesting. You don't need to hear about it here now. One thing that did spark my mind on the way in was like, I saw a Mark II Clio RX in green, and it was a 3-door. Now, the production of 3-door cars has, I don't know. Can you still buy any? Does anyone still make a 3-door? There's also some big names, stuff like Golfs and Fiestas. Fiesta being dead completely now, but stopped doing 3-doors a few years ago. But they're not common, and they're certainly been phased out for the most part. And like when I see a 3-door car now, despite the fact that they were absolutely prevalent, and I said they're not dead that long, when I see a 3-door car now, it really catches my eye. It's almost quaint, because I love a 3-door car. 3-door always over 2-door. Sorry, no, 3-door over 5-door. I know some people are all about the more door setup, but me personally, I prefer a 3-door. God, I'm talking absolute bollocks again. Yeah, it's sad, but it's added a layer of mystique, of what's the word I'm fucking looking for? Exoticness to 3. Basically, look, here's a perfect example actually of one that's not dead. Here's a Fiat 500, which is still on sale. They're obviously 3-door only. This one is a 2015 plate. And the door handle is missing on the passenger side. Not renowned for their build quality, our Fiat 500s. I'm trying to think of any, like this is a completely off the cuff podcast ramble with no backup. I'm sure there's something else I was going to talk about, but I've obviously already forgotten. But yeah, look, I've done it now, and we've kept it short this week because I often go on too long. This one's a half an hour long, so that's perfect timing. Again, at some point I'll up the quality of this, but for now this is all you're getting. So I don't have any recommendations for you. Let me think of it off the top of my head. Music, because I went to see DJ Shallow last night, just listen to some DJ Shallow. If you want to go classics, obviously go for the Private Press or Introducing, but his entire discography is worth dipping into. You can just put him on shuffle and you'll be amazed at the stuff that he makes. It's brilliant. So just listen to some DJ Shadow. Again, I don't have a YouTube channel or anything like that, but I finished season 3 of The Bear, which before I started watching it came out Thursday 2 weeks ago, was it? Maybe Thursday a week, I don't know. Not that long ago. I zoomed through it due to the world of binging. Apparently got mixed reviews. Those are the first 2 seasons were heralded, and rightly so, because they're brilliant. But apparently, I didn't read any of them now, because I don't read reviews, because they can skew your judgment. Apparently things have changed as well, because these mixed reviews I'm talking of came out the day it was released on Disney Plus, and it's I don't know, do these critics get advanced links to watch the show, or do they literally fucking stay up overnight and binge the whole thing and then do a review on it? I don't know. Anyway, I watched the full season. There's the Viking Splash machine, which is loud, so I'll let that go by. But I thought it was absolutely excellent, the 3rd season. It's incredible. It's an incredible piece of television. It's tense, most of the time, because it's about working in a kitchen, which is a tense environment. But obviously, it's also it's figuratism as well for the torment that the characters are going through. It's so beautifully acted. It's really inventively shot. It's brilliant. Some of the acting, just subtle looks and the listening the actors do, it's fucking fantastic. So anyway, long story short, I recommend watching The Bear if you haven't watched any of it at all, and if you haven't watched season 3 yet, I'd get on it. It's brilliant. No classified find of the week, obviously, because I haven't looked up one. So I'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll be back before a week, maybe it won't be a week, I don't know, who the fuck knows. There's no consistency to this podcast. But I had my day off, the sun is still shining, I'm outdoors, so I said I'd do one, because I should be doing other things, more important things probably, with my time off. But fuck it, it was a sunny day. and days off are rare treats when the sun is shining. Rambling as usual, so I'll leave it to it. I'm a little bit peckish, so I feel like I should get a snack, even though I had like a tuna salad about an hour ago. And I'm trying to resist having an ice cold beer in this lovely sunshine, because back to reality tomorrow. There's a generator coming up here now, so I'm gonna sign off. Terrible as usual. Back again soon. If you have been listening thus far, remember I love you. And until next time, be safe, be well. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.